what's up guys? Hey Barbies and Kens! Welcome back to the channel, our channel. If you're new here, my name is Gab and I like to put up random videos of my everyday life. And today, I kind of wanted to take you on a little looking through my eyes walkthrough of my art studio. Okay, so it's not really my art studio, it's kind of like where I do art in the evening, where I do art sometimes during the day, where I like to do art in general, and me doing some art. Yeah, I just love crafting. I love making stuff. It's something that I've just always enjoyed to do. So if you guys like this kind of video, please thumbs it up, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below, become a Barbie or a Ken. And also, if you like any of the pieces that you're seeing, they are available for purchase, which I will also mention in the video. So if you want to check that out, my eBay, I have them all listed for sale, the ones that are available at the moment, and a lot of other cool little goodies if you want to check that out. The link is down below in the description box. So without further me blabbing your freaking face off, I'm gonna take you on a first. Ooh, I forgot. I thought you were on. Give me. Okay, much better. I'm gonna take you on a Gabby's eyes view of my little art studio. Let's go. So as you guys know, I love making all sorts of different kinds of pieces of art, and today I'm gonna kind of just walk you through some of my unfinished pieces of art, new finished pieces of art, and me making art. So pretty much I can make my art from stuff from my store that doesn't sell, pom-poms, recycled materials, odds and ends that I have just collected over the years, anything really I can get my hands on or I can find to make from recycled material into a piece of art. And there's always, I feel like, so many pieces that I start working on and I just never finish them, or I lose motivation, but I've been pretty on it lately. If you guys want to see some of the art I have for sale, you can check out my Instagram page or my eBay. As you can see, I have a lot of different things up. But these are some of my finished pieces. This one I call the Showbird. It's pretty cool. That one's just paper mache, and it's made with feathers, clay, and a wooden board it's standing on. We also have this bear that's made from a Cabbage Patch doll, and the head is made from some clay, and the body you can see is all done in different tones of blue pom-poms. We have that cool bunny babe from an old Barbie in clay, and a doll that is turned into a strawberry baby. Up top, I have a really cool My Little Pony jewelry holder. That's Face Mask Tara. She's actually for sale up on my eBay right now. I love that one. So different and unique. My pumpkin child. A little terrifying clown photo. Love that one. It's made from the back of a cabinet, the frame. And this is what I'm going to show you I'm making today. This awesome cow. I made this cow from pretty much, again, recycled materials, paper mache, clay. The fur I used from a vintage vest, and then I'm going to be showing you some pom-pom purses I'm working on, and a couple others little odds and ends. I love everything that I make by hand so much because it's really just unique, one of a kind, and a lot of the times when I like to nosy and look at other people's art, I usually just never find anything that's quite like the stuff that I make. I don't know. It's very different, very creepy and terrifying, but cute at the same time. Am I right? I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm a terrible critic, I guess. But yeah, so that's all of the supplies I normally use to make my little creations. And today we're going to focus on the cow and how I made it. So like I told you, I pretty much had a porcelain doll body. Luckily, that was all fabric, and I was just easily able to cut away the little strings, and I ended up keeping that head because I know in the future I could make something really cool out of that, whether it's a jewelry stand or something. That head is going to come into use one way or another, so I figured why not cut it off the body and save it and give it a new home for a different project at some point. And the string's cut pretty good. I just had a really crappy scissor, so it looks like I'm just cutting over and over and over. But before you know it, you will get the head off, and then you can start doing your body. Unless you're just watching this for fun, or you're taking this as a tutorial. I have no clue. I don't want to call this a tutorial, and then people are like, you're not teaching. So I guess I'm just showing you what I do, what I like to do in my spare time. My hobby, I guess, I'd like to say. When I was younger, I always used to make paper dolls and say that, like, they were real dolls, and I've always just had a fascination with dolls, so when I make handmade ones, I don't know, I just have a blast. So finally we got it off. So I took a box, and I took also an old paintbrush, and I started making a mold around it and kind of sculpting out with that the head and what I wanted it to look like. That's one of my craft supply bins. Like I said, I carry the most craziest stuff in there. There's the separate head from the cow, pom-poms, little bears. I have little glass, or not glass, I'm sorry. Some of them are, but they're mostly like these plastic domes for making stuff. There's an unfinished project. There's lots of unfinished projects in there. It just takes a little bit of time to finish them. As you can see, a big thing of clay I just picked up, but I haven't really sculpted in a little bit. I've been trying to finish some other projects. Curlers for doll's hair, stuffed animals for pom-pom bags. That Teletubby, I wanted to rip the head off and put it on a purse at some point. This little guy had an issue. He had a beautiful paint job, and his paint job got kind of like smashed up, sticky. It just didn't dry correctly, so I'm gonna repaint it. That's why he looks like a mess. And then down here, I'm just showing I have some newspaper, and I keep some craft supplies underneath there, and on the side as well, I keep a bunch more of my craft supplies and different odds and ends. But there is the cow I showed you before when we were making its little head out, and I just put some clay around it, painted it and all that. There's the little troll guy I told you about before, who's had a tough life so far, and I was painting over some of the bad paint job that kind of peeling off and didn't really want to dry right. It was real sticky, there was hair sticking to it, so I cleaned that up pretty well, and I started painting on that. I even made, as you could see, that little like headpiece sort of thing for him. I made that out of newspaper. And here is another little girl I started working on. This doll is so beautiful, guys, like you have no idea. I actually made her outfit out of that like thick, kind of weird material. I don't know, there's just something about that material. I was like, it would make a beautiful dress for a doll, and I was like, I can do it, and I did. And here's another little guy friend that I'm working on. That's going to be covered in pom-poms, but it's going to take some time because the color pom-poms I want to use for it, I've been having a hard time looking for them. There's some pink and white ones. And there's the pom-pom bags I told you about. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. I can't wait for you guys to see them in my next sale coming up. And I'll have those on eBay too as well. I was just picking out the colors that I needed, so then it would just be easier to take my glue gun and glue them all on. And then this girl was drying in some spots. I was just doing a lot of multitasking. That's what I do. If paint's drying, if something's drying, I go and work on something else. And then when that's dry, I can go back to it, and then I work on something else. You know what I mean? I love that. I don't know. It's just, I'm a very multitasking kind of person. But in the line of work that I'm doing, and I want to have a lot of different odds and ends to get out to you guys and show, that's what I do. This board I'm obsessed with. I'm still working on it, but it's kind of like a girly, like vintage to now memory toy board. I'm not really sure what you would call it. And this girl, she's getting a complete pom-pom makeover. It's going to look so cool. So, I don't know. I just love all of my pieces of art. I can't pick one that I like the most. If you guys like this video, though, please thumbs it up again and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you in my next. See you. Bye.